All right, the officials for tonight's game. The veteran Earl Strom on the right, Terry Durham on the left. And ML, you and I both know when we see Earl out there, he's going to let him play, isn't he?
You don't have to worry about being here all night. Earl will get it done early.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Boston Celtics and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Boston Celtics and SportsChannel is prohibited. Announcers on this broadcast selected by SportsChannel and approved by the Boston Celtics. All right, Robert Parrish and Alton Lister set to go up in the middle. And we are about to have some NBA basketball coming up. And the tap's controlled by Seattle. Let's see how the Celtics are going to match up defensively. Dennis Johnson will take Dale Ellis. That's put Danny Ainge over on McMillan. Bird's got Chambers, who takes it in. There's Lister in the offensive board. Kept alive by Seattle and tracked down by Lister. Bird, the quick hands, and Parrish the loose ball.
Nice steal by Larry. Larry's being active on defense early.
Seattle hitting the offensive board hard that first trip down the floor. Looks like Lister's going to take McHale, and Bird got free.
You know, that's one of the plays that we talked about earlier. Dennis Johnson to Larry is always looking.
Bernie didn't like that. That's one of the quickest 20-second timeouts I've seen.
You know, it's interesting watching this club. The times when they come out early like that and start out defensively, it sets the tone for the offense.
Let's take a look at that pass from DJ to Larry Bird.
DJ is always looking. He's always, I mean, it's a great thing for the young players out there. He's always got that head up and looking for those players.
You see the second angle, and Bird there catching McDaniel looking the wrong way.
You know, the one thing about Larry, too, is if you were not in defensive position, you just can forget about that 2 points at that point.
It's just that he makes you look so bad a lot of the time, too. Ellis knocks it home outside.
No, Ellis is an interesting player, too. Just coming over from Dallas, getting the job done in Seattle.
Chambers with Parrish down low. Robert wants to take him. Doesn't get the roll. McHale trying to keep it alive. Does. Nice play off the board to himself.
Tremendous rebound, McKevin. And that's the things he's been doing all year, eating guys up.
Ellis comes right back and hits three outside. Dale Ellis, who had a three-point reputation in Dallas, has carried that with him to Seattle. Averaging about 18 more points a game in Seattle than he did in Dallas. Again, the Celtics look inside. McDaniel this time with Parrish, and Roberts got an easy two.
Well, I guess they're planning to spread the wealth around. Everybody's scored at this point. So I guess it's exciting for the club to get started like this.
Chambers out high with Bird there. Parrish with McDaniel defensively takes a ball away and gets the bounce. Only the home team's supposed to get that bounce, isn't it?
I agree with that, but the fact of it is, if you got a key player like McDaniels, is always looking to get that position.
Illegal defense called by Terry Durham on the Sonics. That's the first. 9:59 still to go here, first quarter, and the Sonics are up by one. There's Bernie Bickerstaff on the Seattle sideline. And Bird again is free.
Dennis Johnson, Larry Bird. It happens so often this year and in the years past. He's always looking for it.
McHale out this time on McDaniel. Bird stays with Chambers. Chambers, good move. First bucket for Chambers, who comes in averaging 23 a game, and the Sonics are off quickly here. 9 points in about 2.5 minutes. Parrish the spin, nice move, but won't go down though with the left hand. Lister clears to McMillan. Up ahead, Chambers thinks about three, takes it. And that'll be Boston ball.
You know, it's nice when you can have the green light like that. Chambers knows he comes down with that air of confidence. He knows that his teammates is expecting him to make the right decision.
Celtics patient in the half-court game. Bird pops out.
Only Larry Bird does it better. He comes in and makes the shot right back at you, Chambers. You know, that's the kind of thing that Larry does so often.
Dennis Johnson, 4 assists here in the early going. McDaniel looking for that bounce again, but not this time. Parrish out to Bird. Danny's got DJ in the corner, finds him, and it's picked off by McDaniel. Xavier coast to coast, good look underneath, McMillan.
That's the thing we were talking about earlier. Bernie Bickerstaff was talking about the versatility of this player, McDaniels. It's interesting watching him perform all different phases of the game.
Bird free for a moment there till Chambers picked him up. Danny missing the three, and Lister another rebound. 4 quick ones for Lister here. Alton Lister outside for 2. They don't look to Lister to score.
No, you want to give him that shot out there because you want the big guy off the boards.
Terry Durham, I believe, with the foul on Lister as he was bodying up McHale. It'll be Lister's first, and the first on the team.
You know, it's 4 minutes to go in the game, and all of a sudden we got 3 3-pointers up. It's like we were watching Providence College.
Yeah. Danny missing baseline. McMillan clears and looks to run. He's got McDaniel, finds him. Nice move by Xavier McDaniel, and he knocks it down. Not too shabby there, huh? Danny takes it in. Hale missing the follow. Lister again, a rebound. Seattle's come to play. Chambers is blocked by Parrish, and DJ's got it off the floor.
Now we got a 4-on-2. It's a perfect opportunity for Danny to go up with the jumper. He goes up knowing that with the confidence, knowing that Kevin and Larry's on the board.
Sonics still up by a deuce. 7:09 left to play here in the first. McMillan isolated on top with Ainge. Ellis coming around a screen by Chambers. DJ strips him, and Danny's got the loose ball. 1-on-2, and McMillan commits the foul.
I don't believe his call.
What do you call? We've got a timeout on the floor. I'm still not sure what he'll call. What do you call?
I think he made the call against Danny on the trail. I don't understand this call.
We'll check it out. 6:54 to go here in the quarter. Seattle by 2. We're back at the Garden. 6:54 to go here first quarter. The Sonics by 2. Here's this play. We were wondering about the call. Danny, the loose ball. Here it comes.
Well, initially I thought Earl was calling the foul, but then it looked as if he's calling the travel, and now he's getting the ball outside. So I guess we let Earl make the decision.
I guess we do from now on. All right, the foul called outside. I think Danny was looking for a shooting foul. One of the officials, Terry Durham, started to signal a travel, which Danny wasn't buying either of those two options, but the Celtics get the ball back. Kevin turns and fires. McDaniel clears. Ainge out on Nate McMillan. They've cleared a side here from McMillan. And Chambers comes high and throws a pick. McMillan blocked by McHale on the way by. Up to Danny. 3-on-3 break. Bird is the trailer, looking for threes. Ellis lost it out of bounds.
And Larry's going back down the court in disbelief. He can't believe he missed the 3.
Quick hands by Danny Ainge on the baseline to knock that off Ellis. DJ just makes his way through. Lister got there for the block, though. Boston keeps control.
If you notice on that out-of-bounds play, the Celtics look to get something off the out-of-bounds. Some teams are content to just get the ball in bounds. The Celtics are always looking to score out of that out-of-bounds play.
Parrish the offensive board for 2. Lister takes the turnaround. DJ's there. Nice look by Ainge for Parrish. Got it.
It's exactly what you want your big man to do, is run the court, get down, and create the opportunity in the paint. Parrish is the master of that.
McDaniel takes a little leaner. Chambers trying to keep it alive. Parrish, and a foul is called. Earl Strom's got it. Looks like it's going to go on Robert Parrish. First foul on the Celtics, first on Parrish. Chambers slow getting up, and Seattle's going to take a timeout. Let's take a quick look here as we go to the break.
Well, I guess Earl was going to let him play a little bit.
Chambers caught an elbow in the back of the head. Seattle's called time. Celtics are up by 2. .5:28 to go here, first quarter. Mike Gorman along with ML Carr, 17-15. Celtics by 2. And the veteran Maurice Lucas comes in. You and Luke go way back, don't you, ML?
Well, back to the ABA days. Luke was a member of that kiddie corps. Marvin Barnes, Gus Gerard, and Maurice Lucas. And somewhere along the line, it all broke up.
Tied at 17. Bird down low, McHale. Lister on him this time. Kevin goes on him. Rebound ripped off by McMillan, who starts to break himself.
Boy, he's active. He's active out there almost every night.
Lister looking for someone else, anyone else. 10 on the shot clock, and Lister traveled with it. That wasn't Alton's trip at all.
You know, but the one thing about Lister, he's playing a lot more confidence over here than he did in Milwaukee. I guess he understands now that he has to go out and make it happen for him.
Oh, Bird again.
Dennis Johnson, the Larry, is unbelievable. You know, I see it so many times, and yet still you're still amazed with the way that they can make that play go.
Is it eye contact, ML?
You know, they read each other. They look for one another. They understand. Larry has the understanding to know that Dennis Johnson is always looking.
Lucas the miss. Loose ball rebound comes to Bird. You heard DJ say this side, this side. Ooh. Dennis looking for a push. Not going to get one. Alton Lister missing the turnaround. Sonics have cooled off quite a bit. Half court pass DJ. Good look again for Bird. Couldn't get the layup though.
Dennis Johnson, Larry Bird. You know, you talk so much about that. Larry's hands, he has such great hands that he can make that play.
Ellis is fouled underneath. Bird is going to pick that up. Second on Boston, first on Larry.
You know, going back to that, Larry's, he has such great hands. You know, a lot of the athletes just can't do that.
We're going to take a look here. No, we're not going to take a look. Instead, Dale Ellis will go to the line. Ellis, as you see, averaging 24 a game. Kid out of Tennessee who sat on the bench down in Dallas for a couple of years, but came over in a trade for Al Wood, who has pretty much taken Dale's place on the bench down in Dallas.
It's called right place at the right time.
Ellis, meanwhile, with 9 to lead the way for the Sonics here in the early going. Seattle putting a good show up here. 19 apiece, 3:28 to go. Bird. Parrish is there on the offensive board.
Robert Parrish being very careful not to make the offensive foul on the rebound. It's exciting.
Robert and Larry with 8 apiece, 16 to Boston's 21. Veteran Lucas got Bird in the air, threw up an air ball. DJ right back. Larry for 3. Larry hits a couple of those, and DJ's got about 12 assists here in the first quarter.
That's why DJ continue to look for Larry, because he knows that Larry's capable of bearing that at any time, too.
McMillan looking to pull off that play, but a foul is called. Kevin McHale's going to pick it up as McMillan was looking for somebody backdoor, and McHale had a hand on him. Here's Chambers back in after taking that shot to the back of the head. McDaniel will sit down this time. 3 fouls on the Celtics, 2 on the Sonics. 2:42 to go first quarter. Chambers looked at McMillan going baseline. Now goes there himself. Gets his own offensive board. Parrish the block, but a goaltend is called by Earl Strom outside. The
This is another way that Tom Chambers can hurt you. He's off. He's very active on that offensive board. He knew right where the ball was coming off.
Harris on the veteran Lucas. Won't go down.
Grab it, Al.
Loose. Lister, a nice save to Ellis. Sonics looking to grab the lead back again. Chambers will try. Celtics looking for the outlet very quickly tonight. DJ again trying to go inside to Bird. Dale Ellis down low, nowhere to go, and Robert Parrish was there for the block.
Parrish put those long arms up. You said his road block today. It's interesting. Well, he's going inside. He obviously got good position. He beats Dan into the position. But Robert Parrish is there for the help, and that's what any good center would do. He's there for the backup.
Jerry Seasting in, and Danny Ainge will go to the Boston bench, and the roar you hear in the background is for Bill Walton.
Big Bill may be the happiest person in Boston right now to be back in uniform, and I'm sure Boston is glad to see him back.
Earl Strom, though, wouldn't let him in since Robert Parrish has to go up with the jump ball. He controls it easily. DJ. Parrish again, the offensive board.
Chief is working. When he's out there working like that, it makes it tough on the defensive player.
6 rebounds, 10 points for Robert Parrish. Bird, the quick hand. And now Bill Walton will go into the game, and Robert Parrish gets a big hand coming out.
Well, Big Bill likes that even more because he gets a chance to get 2 ovations.
Clem Johnson, 45 in the lineup now for Seattle. DJ strips Ellis on the way by. 3-on-2 break. Bird and Seasting the wings. Larry got it.
The Celtics are running a controlled break. It's not how fast they get down the court, but it's how much under control they're in. Dennis Johnson makes the right decision.
Boston was back quickly defensively, too, as Ellis was shut off and had to kick it back out to McMillan.
Getting a little physical.
Dennis Johnson's going to pick up that foul as he got a piece of Dale Ellis going up for the jump shot. Second on DJ, the 4th on the Celtics. Shooting foul puts Ellis at the line. And another veteran who has done a nice job in the comeback story. Eddie Johnson is up at the scorer's table. Ellis now in double figures. McMillan goes out. Eddie Johnson comes in.
Why don't you guys knock this shit off and just play basketball? DJ, what flavor got big?
Earl trying to get control down there.
Well, you know, Dennis and Ellis is getting a little physical. They're playing a little tough against one another. They're getting to know each other out there tonight. And I think Earl just want to control it. Saves him some money, too.
Yeah.
No fines tonight.
Seasting inside. Walt takes the hook. Short with it. Chambers out quickly to Ellis. 4-on-3 Seattle break, and Chambers, nice job as the trailer. Just kind of picked his spot there in Mel.
You know, that was sort of like, I think I want this one this time.
McHale gets the roll this time. Kevin with 4. Boston by 2. Eddie Johnson taking his time coming up here. 16 on the shot clock, 20 on the game clock. Chambers is free again. Draws the contact nicely, and he'll go to the line. No basket. Chambers, though, will be shooting a couple.
You know, it's nice seeing Bill Walton go at least to challenge that. He goes over to make sure that he lets him know that the road is closed.
Here's Bill. Got there a bit late, but as you say, the road was closed.
And I'm sure Casey Jones is watching saying, it's okay, Bill, as long as you go for it.
What we got? This way.
Did not have a good game, as you see, against the Celtics first time out. But he has 8 first quarter points tonight. We're tied at 27. Celtics will look for the final shot here in the quarter. 8 seconds right now. At 5, Bird gets it. And no shot, says Earl Strom. Chambers will pick up the foul. The Celtics will inbound with 3 seconds on the clock. Actually, a good foul by Chambers.
Smart foul.
DJ for 3. And after a quarter, we're just where we started. 1 down, 3 to go here at the Garden. The Celtics 27, Seattle 27. Back at the Boston Garden, Mike Gorman along with ML Carr. Tom Chambers wanted this one, didn't he, ML?
Tom Chambers decided he'd take this to the basket with authority. Not even giving Bill Walton a chance. You know, it's interesting.
Now let's check the lineups here for the second quarter. Jerry Seasting is at guard along with Danny Ainge, Walton, Parrish, and Bird, the Boston front line. Clem Johnson's out there with Maurice Lucas, Tom Chambers. There goes Parrish. Let's go. Walton was almost there, out of bounds, Boston ball. Johnson, Chambers, Lucas, Dale Ellis, and Eddie Johnson for Seattle.
Well, they're getting a little physical there with Maurice Lucas on Walton. Old teammates in Portland.
Chambers off the Ainge miss. Here comes Eddie Johnson pushing it up. Danny just 1 for 6 here in the game tonight.
Double down, Bill.
Eddie Johnson, good look. Chambers again, and Walton got him again. Having, only seeing Tom Chambers maybe twice a year with the, once television, once out here, seems to me he's taken the ball to the hoop a lot more than I remember. He used to settle for that jumper, didn't
Tom Chambers has a very nice outside shot. He creates a situation for himself whereby he can go to the basket because you have to respect that. And I think he understands that the high percentage shot for him is taking it to the basket, creating the fouls.
Missed the first, looking for the second now. And the Sonics go up by 1. Seattle shows a little pressure. Walton there to meet Eddie Johnson. Seattle's put a little 7-2 run on Boston here, overlapping the quarters. Seasting trying to kick it out. Parrish got the deflected ball. Bird. Here comes Eddie Johnson. Chambers is on a wing. He takes it in again. Too hard off the glass this time. Got the rebound. Hit it that time.
Chambers is working for it. He knows he makes the shot. He's right there in position for the offensive board.
Seattle's working pretty hard.
They're working hard. I think somebody forgot to tell them they're in the Boston Garden.
That's right. You're on the road, guys. You're not supposed to be playing like this. Larry knocks it home, top of the key. 13 for Bird to lead all scores. Eddie Johnson will walk it up. Alton Lister's going to come back into the game here in a moment for Seattle. Chambers throws a screen for Johnson. Dale Ellis. Oh, hello.
Oh. Hey, I can use that other hand too. I think I can go to my left also.
He's got some big steps too there, doesn't he?
That's and the fact of it is you look at this team, you got a real veteran club out there on the floor.
Seasting swallowed up. Good look though for Ainge. Larry will take it. Short with that one and cleared by Lucas.
Celtics look a little disorganized on the offense right there.
Eddie Johnson finds Chambers. He's got 2 more. 26 of the Seattle 34 have come from Chambers and Ellis, and Casey wants to talk it over. 9:35 to play first half. Sonics on a run. They're up by 5. Back at the Garden, Mike Gorman along with ML Carr. It's been all Seattle here in the second quarter. First Chambers on the offensive board.
And a lot of Chambers being very, very active on the offensive board.
And Dale Ellis, who was only 7 of 22 in the first meeting between the two clubs. Catch this little number, ML.
Here's Ellis taking a drive, flipping it up with his left hand off the glass. A shot he wouldn't even dare take in Dallas. He's making it with ease over in Seattle. Being comfortable.
Left hand in the glass, no less. DJ is back in the Boston lineup. Boston back to the starting 5. The double on Parrish, and Robert threw it away.
Well, we know Casey is not going to be too pleased with that pass, but, those things will happen. That timeout was just to tell the guys, hey guys, let's settle down a little bit. Let's keep this thing in perspective. Make sure it didn't get out of hand.
Eddie Johnson, the only non-starter on the floor right now for Seattle. He's in for McMillan. Takes the little leaner. Rebound Bird. DJ now looking for the offense to develop. Parrish is trying to post up on Chambers. Robert will take it.
And make it. The fact of it is that Robert is playing and probably having one of his best years, if not his best year. Doing things with confidence, doing the right thing, making the right decisions.
Dale Ellis missing. Bird out quickly to Ames. Boston can get back to one here. DJ inside against Parrish, and McDaniel's going to be called on the foul before the shot. Well, one thing I've noticed here early, ML, with Earl Strom, you don't get a lot of continuation. When he blows that foul, I mean, he's real quick with the foul in the sense of he's not going to let a player take a step after.
Earl, being that veteran official, likes to control it. He wants to know that he's under control at all times. And he wants the players to know that.
Inside Lister. Takes the hook shot. And I think they caught McDaniel on the weak side pushing off.
Daniel was trying to use Larry's back as a step ladder.
Larry backs his way in and got through somehow, even though McMillan came in the double.
Tremendous body control. Yeah, it just amazes me the things that Larry can do in such a little bit of space.
Tipped out of bounds. Chambers got a hand on it. Said he didn't, but he did. Fifth turnover on Seattle, and Boston a chance to get the lead back. 7:50 to go here in the half. In they go to Larry again. Here's the double. Danny is open. Danny having a tough time finding the range tonight. 3-on-2 break. Chambers.
Seattle was getting the ball up the court. The Celtics are a little lackadaisical getting back on defense that time.
Again, Roberts trying to post up on Chambers. Spins by him. Looking for a foul. Instead got a loose ball, but is stripped by McMillan. Off to Eddie Johnson. This time it's a 4-on-2. Lister on the wing.
Well, let's give him credit. They're being very active out there on the defensive end. Once they get the ball, they're pushing the ball up the court.
It's the biggest Seattle lead of the night of 5.
And the fans don't like it.
Casey is up with a few words for Terry Durham. DJ backing his way in on McMillan. And he got the roll. First bucket for Dennis Johnson.
Nice post-up play by DJ.
And Casey just caught a technical foul.
Casey will use that. He'll use that as a strategic move there just to get the officials' attention and let him know it's getting a little rough out there. Don't want his troops getting beat up on him.
He got his attention okay. Case doesn't pick up a lot of them in the course of the year.
Well, the thing Casey has to be very careful with, and he will because he's a veteran coach. He's been around. He knows what's happening. He's got to be careful because with Earl will send him out of here.
The Celtics have yet to attempt a free throw in this game. Seattle now with 9 attempts at the line. Seattle with the floor pretty much spread out. Now they go into their half-court offense. Chambers a screen outside. Gets it back from Eddie Johnson. Bird stripped him on the way by.
Great
2-on-1 break.
Great defensive play by Larry Bird. Great defensive play.
Alley-oop. Chambers couldn't control it. Parrish is there. Kicks it off to Dennis Johnson, and Alton Lister picks up a foul.
Tremendous action. Starting to get that playoff feeling.
Third foul on Seattle here in the second quarter. Just one on Boston halfway through. Boston looking to tie. Trying to throw a 5-point run of their own at Seattle. McHale got it.
And he makes it look so easy. Just turns with proficiency every time.
Dale Ellis off the Seattle bench looking to come back in. McDaniel, tough shot. Lister the follow.
Well, Seattle amazes me. These guys are really not that big, but they are so active on the offensive board. Keeping the ball alive, making it.
McHale getting position down low and an easy two. Eddie Johnson the pull-up. Not a lot of wasted time in this one.
I would tend to think that the tempo has just changed a little bit.
DJ gets the handoff and gets two. Bird at half court knocking it out of bounds. Just for the fun of it, gives Maurice Lucas a hand to get back in the game. Larry does a little bit of everything out there. Chambers sits down. Lucas in his spot. McDaniel. Harris still another rebound. Robert has been tremendous on the defensive board here in the first half. He's got 9 rebounds. Bird finds a way. Lucas clears. Oh, good play by Parrish.
Tremendous pickup. Roberts right there. Good position. Established the base, took the baseline away. Seattle team is up and running. They'll try to get that break, get the ball up, and make the opportunity shot. But Robert Parrish is right there in great defensive position.
That's Celtics looking to get the lead. Darren Day is up at the scorer's table waiting to come in. Bird in traffic.
Larry comes back with one of his left hands. Yeah. Just to let Mr. Ellis know that he has a left too.
Lucas just exchanging with McMillan out high. Dale Ellis. 15 now for Ellis. We're tied at 45. Parrish, tough shot. He made it.
Tough shot. Tough shot. Good result.
Coming right back and firing is McDaniel. Boston on a break here. 3-on-1. Bird to Parrish. Back to Bird. DJ. And he's fouled underneath. McDaniel did a nice job to hustle back on that break defensively. Boston just had him outmanned, even though he did get back. Lister is going to the bench.
Dennis Johnson wanting to go to the middle, sees Larry in the middle, knows that the ball should be in the middle on the fast break so you can create the opportunity shots for the other guys filling the lane. Larry made the right choice, going right to Chief. Unfortunately, DJ got the ball a little late for the foul.
See, Dennis has been hot from the field in the last week or so. Celtics are on a free throw shooting pace that would make them the third best in NBA history if they maintain it for the rest of the year. And Seattle wants a timeout. The Celtics have put a little 8-2 run of their own together here. 3:24 to go in the half. Boston 49, the SuperSonics 45. We're back at the Garden. The Celtics by 4, and here's Larry Bird doing it at both ends.
Larry's beating the play. Obviously, he doesn't quit. It's a perfect example of what young players could do, or should do, is make sure once you're out of position, is try to reestablish that position. Larry does it very, very well.
Darren Day is in, and Larry Bird will get his first rest of the night. He leads all scorers with 19 points.
He may even do something incredible over there on the sidelines.
Keep an eye on him. Lucas all alone.
My fault, kid.
Probably the only set shot we'll see tonight.
Lucas is from the old school. He gets very, very physical on the defense, but he's beat. but he's beat. You know, Lucas and Kevin have had some real battles over the years. He's one of the guys that plays Kevin very, very physical.
Ellis in traffic off the side of the backboard. Lucas to rebound. Rebound to Danny. Quick outlet to Dennis Johnson. Boston's a 3-on-2. DJ will take it.
DJ knew he had the two big guys on the boards, so he could take the shot up, knowing that if he missed the shot, the rebounders would be ready in position.
Celtics now with their biggest lead of the night, 6. Nate McMillan gives it up to Ellis. Parrish clears yet another rebound. Double figures for Robert off the boards. Danny Ainge. Tough shot with the left hand is too long, and Lucas clears. Inside, McDaniel in a lot of traffic, and he walked with it, says Terry Durham.
McDaniel doesn't like that call too much. He's shaking his head with this one.
1:45 now to go on the half. KO battling again with Lucas. Danny took a page out of Larry's book there.
Oh, just like Larry. Danny gets him out of position, takes a step on, and then pops the jumper. Smart play. Dennis Johnson has his hands filled tonight because they're setting so many picks to string Ellis loose.
Clem Johnson, McHale from behind, but Earl Strom has got the foul. Kevin thought he had ball. It's 2 on Kevin. Larry Bird's coming back in. Darren Day will go out.
I don't know whether that was a rest stop or pit stop for Larry. Wasn't long.
Wasn't long, is right. Clem Johnson, his first point. You saw Clem close up a lot during your career.
Well, Clem was very active when he was with the 76ers. He was instrumental in 76ers run back a few years ago, coming over from Indiana. It'd be interesting to see how he fits in over here in Seattle.
McHale. Kevin, for about the last week, just cannot get the roll on those. McDaniel, strong move, but he's short with it. DJ splits the defense. He's got Parrish, finds him. Bird, the offensive board. Oh, nice pass from Ainge to Dennis Johnson. Beautiful. Got a foul.
Beautiful pass. Beautiful move by Dennis Johnson. Danny saw him out the corner of his eyes. Just got to get it off to him. That look-away pass where most coaches hate. The fact of it is, Danny delivered the pass, and DJ was able to make the shot and get fouled. You know, the thing, people don't sometimes realize that Dennis is such a strong player, too. Yeah, he's only 6'4", but he plays a lot bigger.
Uses his body so well. He's got 11 points here in the second quarter. Matched up with Ellis as they clear aside, and Ellis knocks down 3. 18 for Dale. Celtics now working it down, looking for the final shot here of the half. Bird is posting up McDaniel, gets the ball, the double from Ellis. Ainge nicely to the basket.
Nice weak side movement. Danny Ainge timed it perfect. If he goes too early, he brings the defensive player over. Instead, he waits just in time.
Maurice Lucas took it all the way himself and missed. And the Celtics, after a 27-27 first quarter, have opened up an 8-point lead. We've played a half here at the Garden. Boston 60 and Seattle 52. And we're back again at the Boston Garden. Mike Gorman along with ML Carr. Celtics up by 8. Boston led by Larry Bird in that first half. Larry with 19.6 rebounds, only picked up 1 foul. Parrish 14, Johnson 11, all in the second quarter. And Kevin McHale had 10. Danny Ainge with 6, as all 5 starters did all the scoring. On the other side, Seattle spread it around a bit after Ellis and Chambers, who had 34 of the 52, and Lister with 6. McDaniel off so far with only 4 points. The Sonics gave it a heck of a shot in this first half. Again, playing last night in Washington, a West Coast team out here on the East Coast. They are not playing at all like a tired club right now.
Well, not only that, but they got to be pretty pleased to be only down 8 points. I would think that Bernie's probably went in and said, if we come out and we play and establish our game in that third quarter, maybe we'll get this team on the run tonight. On the other side, KC is obviously saying that they got to be tired from last night. Come on, Troop, let's get it going now early. Put them out of here.
I was watching Bernie Bickerstaff along the Seattle sidelines in that first half, and he reminds me of KC. Seems like he's a pretty low-key guy, doesn't spend a lot of time running the sidelines. Is he? I mean, you know him.
Bernie's probably a lot more vocal in a lot of ways than KC, but yeah, he is. I think they are that same mold. Obviously, they were together a long time down in Washington.
A player's coach, do you think?
I think so. Bernie, he works his players very hard, and but the fact of it is, he's always got the right things to say about his players. Like KC.
McDaniel was stripped on the way through, but Larry Bird, I believe, is going to pick up that foul. Hands on hips, he stares at Terry Durham. Just the first on Larry.
Larry's got that funny way of dealing with this. And most of the time, he's not going to say too much. He's not going to yell at him too much. But it gives him that Bird stare. And I think that's enough to get his point across.
Daniel with his 5th point of the night, just 2 for 9 from the field. You see he had a big night against the Celtics back at the end of December. Six-point Boston lead. DJ was looking for McHale. Bird pops out. Now they go to Kevin. Nice move on Lister. Won't go down for him, though. Up the sidelines, it comes to Ellis. Chambers launches one for 3, and he got it.
We thought we saw the only set shot coming from Lucas. He shoot a set shot from 3-point range. Shows you how diversified his game is.
And as you say, very comfortable with the green light, obviously, to let it go. Again, the Celtics are looking for Kevin. Goes on Lister and hits.
A little battle down in the post. Lister's starting to lean on him a little bit. Kevin, maybe this is the thing Kevin needs to get that little shot to fall.
Bird picks off the pass for Chambers, but it's restolen by Lister. McDaniel outside. Both McDaniel and Chambers have got some range on them, don't they?
They've also got their coach's blessing from out there.
Danny gives it up. DJ's open. Ellis clears. Ainge strips him. Loops it in the middle, and it's picked off by McMillan, who was kind of lying in the weeds waiting for that one.
Got a 3-on-1.
Chambers, nice try, and Lister's there. Seattle making a quick run to open up this second quarter.
Well, this is the thing that I'm sure Bernie Bickerstaff said to his players. If we just come out here in this third quarter and get things going early, maybe we can get them on the run.
Danny for 3. Lister clears. Seattle can take a lead. It was a tie game at the end of 1:27 apiece. Boston opened it up to 8 at the half. But the Celtics have only scored 2 points here in the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. Dale Ellis, quick release. Bird the rebound.
When Ellis comes off that pick, he doesn't waste any time at all getting that shot up.
McHale, offensive foul as Kevin took Lister down.
A little acting going on out there, too. He made the contact, but it was a little acting. It was a smart play on the part of Lister.
Third on Kevin. Ellis spins. Chambers. Rebound to Ainge. And Kevin just got a technical foul from Terry Durham.
Kevin's getting a little frustrated with the fact that they're allowing Lister to beat on him a little bit. They just want him to call it both ways. As Kevin is saying, let's call it both ways.
Second technical that's gone against the Celtics tonight. Casey Jones picking up one. Tom Chambers at the line at the other end. Chambers now has matched Bird. He unofficially has 19. It'll be Boston ball. Larry to inbound.
Well, the Celtics need to get the ball in and make sure they get one this time. They're going to start to reestablish their position in this ball game. It's not like it's 62-62. Obviously, it's not. This is not a do-or-die situation, but just to establish where they are.
Parrish, good hustle, but he couldn't get a handle on the rebound. It'll be Seattle ball and a chance to go up 2. McMillan will direct the traffic outside for the Sonics. Ellis again running through those screens. Inside Lister, the double team from Ainge. McDaniel's left open. Chambers, the offensive board. McMillan clears it on the other side.
Long shot, long rebound. You got to know that not only do you box out underneath, but for the long ones.
Good block underneath by Parrish and Bird, but again Seattle is there, and again they're there.
Whoa! I know Casey's not liking what he sees right now. This is a situation here. Obviously, you got to get the ball off.
5 attempts for the Sonics on that trip. DJ's free. Lister came over for the block. Chambers the rebound. Off to Ellis. McDaniel fakes the shot. Takes it in this time.
Nice hook. Nice shot. Right at the big fella. Right at Chief. Right up and over for the easy 2.
A 14-2 run here by the Seattle SuperSonics, and their lead is 4, 66-62. Back at the Garden, Mike Gorman along with ML Carr. The Celtics down 4. You see Xavier McDaniel. He wanted the ball, had the hand up, ML.
Mike, well, the Celtics got to pick up a little bit more, pick up the tempo a little bit defensively. So they'll key their offense off their defense. They've done it over the years. And right now they came out a little flat-footed in that third.
Look at McDaniel, who is anything but flat-footed here, as he scored 6 quick points in the third quarter. The crowd here at the Garden now looking to get the Celts moving. Inside it goes McHale. A couple of spins, and he drops down the hook.
Well, Kevin needs a couple of those to go in for him. Once he does, he'll be back on his own track.
Ellis gives it up to Chambers. Kevin McHale got a piece of him as he went by. I think that's 4 on Kevin. That is number 4. First Celtic in any semblance of foul trouble. Chambers takes a fall away.
Not a real good shot by Chambers. Chief is all over him. He's cut his pass off, and he still went up with the shot.
Bird's got a screen, and then Parrish rolls in, misses the jam. Nice pass from Chambers to McDaniel, and he's got 2 more. Xavier's come out firing.
They got both of those forwards taken into the basket. Chambers and Xavier. Not contented just to take the jumper.
Celts again go to Kevin. He kicks it out this time. Dennis Johnson. A little skip move. Won't go down. A loose ball comes to McDaniel. A lot of loose balls have been going Seattle's way. Dale Ellis for 2.
The Celtics must pick up the defense a little bit tougher. You know, the guys are taking every shot to the basket. And we were content to let it happen. So I think the Celtics just got to put up that defensive pressure a little bit more.
Matches the biggest lead by Seattle. 18-4, they've outscored Boston here to open the third quarter. Dennis Johnson answers.
Nice move by DJ. Nice move. Soft off the glass. used to be another guy who used to shoot it soft off the glass. What is it, Sam something? Sam Jones?
Jones was it, I think. Dale Ellis outside. 24 points for Dale Ellis. That's his average.
Dale's got that expression like a Robert Parrish. Never really smiles, just stone-faced, total concentration.
McHale again, the fall away this time.
Kevin pulling different moves out from his repertoire of shots. You know, inside with the jump hook, now the fadeaway jumper.
5 minutes to go in the third. Chambers the follow. They are getting the points out of the people that have the averages. 21 for Chambers, 24, and now fouls called this time on Lister as he and McHale continued to battle.
And all to the crowd's pleasure.
See if we can pick up those two. Got him by the trunks there.
Well, I hope Kevin's got his pants on tight. He's reaching back, grabbing them pretty hard.
DJ takes it on the little roll and hits. Second time that play has worked for the Celtics. 15 now for Dennis Johnson. Chambers wants to put it up. Forced that one a bit, but Clem Johnson was there.
Active on the offensive glass.
DJ
picks it up a little bit. It's 2 in a row for him.
And the Sonics want to use a 22nd. Yeah, I thought at first McMillan signaled a 22nd timeout, but they're going to get a full one here. 3:58 to go in the quarter. Seattle's up by 4. We're back at the Garden. Mike Gorman along with ML Carr. 76-72. Seattle by 4. And a chance to remind you, tonight's game is brought to you by Century 21 of New England. Put number 1 to work for you. Each office is independently owned and operated. And there you see some startling numbers on the boards, ML.
It's tough to win when you have that kind of offensive rebounding by the opponent.
We got to stop acting surprised when we keep saying how quick Seattle is to the ball tonight, because they've been that way since the first quarter.
Well, they've been active both defensively and on the boards, and that's why they're right now leading by 4.
Chambers is stripped as he goes through, but again, Clem Johnson, this time he threw it away.
Come up with the loose ball.
Yeah. Bird finally gets one for Boston. Casey called a play off the bench to Dennis Johnson as he went by. Quick hands by Nate McMillan. It'll be Boston ball. I couldn't understand all those hand signals by Earl. Yeah, I knew which way he was pointing, right?
DJ find it from long range. He usually won't take that unless the clock is down.
He has really come alive here. All 20 of his points have come in the second and third quarters.
Dennis Johnson just goes out and does whatever it takes to win.
Bird, the quick hand. Dale Ellis is left open. It's not a good thing to do.
And that's called automatic.
2:45 now to play in the quarter. Parrish kicks it off. Dennis has had the hot hand. Goes instead to Larry. Nice little fake. Rebound though to Chambers. McDaniel spins on the baseline. Parrish. Clem Johnson. It's about a third loose ball in the last 3 minutes he's got.
Celtics are getting one shot at the other end. Seattle keep banging the board. They come up with the loose ball. They come up with the offensive boards. Consequently, get a chance to get that second shot at it. And sometimes third and fourth.
Traveling violation on Dale Ellis as Dennis Johnson just had him tied up.
Dennis pick up the defense a little bit. Put a little bit more pressure on Ellis.
Eddie Johnson comes into the game. Maurice Lucas tried to get in, but he was shaking some powder on his hands and didn't make it. Bird is fouled by Xavier McDaniel.
You know, inside there, most players will take the ball and try to make the quick move to the basket, get the shot up. Larry just takes his time, gets the position, and use the guy.
He does use a lot of people, doesn't he? Maurice Lucas, you saw, has checked in. Bird will be at the free throw line. 1:53 to go here, third quarter. Point number 20 for Larry. First point of the third quarter. One-point game. Darren Day is going to pick up Nate McMillan. DJ nearly knocked it away. Maurice Lucas will take it. Thought he got a foul from Ames, but it wasn't called. Did he get one, Emma?
Well, I'm not sure about that one.
Again, Bird and Lucas on a side by themselves. Larry
sort of takes it to the old man there, huh?
Celtics surge back to go up one. Ellis deep. Parrish a rebound. Look for the outlet. Gives it up instead to Dennis Johnson. Under a minute to play in the third. Darren Day goes baseline.
Whoa! Look what I found. Look at this. Nice reverse by Mr. Day. That'll wake the crowd up.
Where you been hiding that one, Darren?
Well, that's what the Celtics need. They need a spark plug right now to get this thing up and moving.
Eddie Johnson, a runner, and hits it with one on the shot clock.
How many times have we seen that when he was with Atlanta?
Yeah. Celtics now going to look to take the last shot, and they should just about get it. Only a second differential between the two clocks. Bird and Lucas. Larry's got the ball, is double teamed by Ellis. Finds Day. Darren off the bench for a quick four.
Darren Day, right place, right place.
McMillan fires at the buzzer and nearly threw it home, but the Celtic lead is 3. The Sonics a big run in the third quarter, but the Celtics held them off. It's 83-80 Boston. We're back at the Boston Garden. Mike Gorman along with ML Carr. Darren Day put on a show those last couple of minutes.
You know, over the years, there's always been someone to come along and spark the team off the bench. And this is the thing the Red Auerbach has built here and has sustained over the years. They happen to be the one right now, and the Celtics can use it. The timing is perfect.
Darren's going to stay out on the floor. Greg Kite is in for the first time tonight for Boston. Ainge and DJ, the guards. Day, Kite, and Bird up front. It's McMillan backing his way in on Ainge, and he loops it to Chambers. Kite for the block.
Great help. That's exactly where he was supposed to be.
Day pushing it up quickly, gives off to Bird, gets it back. Darren. Kite keeps it alive. Now the Celtics are going to set it up. Bird's got Chambers on him now. Lets a cutter or two go through. Got Chambers in the air and drew the foul.
So dangerous when he has the ball in his hands because he beats you so many ways. Just a nice up fake, get Chambers off his feet, goes up for the shot.
Jerry Seasting is in. Dennis Johnson goes out to a nice hand. Dennis with 20 points in the game.
Larry knows the clock is going down. All of a sudden, he makes the up fake, gets him out of position. And even the great ones get out of position sometimes.
Boston by 5 as we begin this fourth quarter. Chambers comes across. Outside, won't go down. Lucas, the offensive board, and Kite again is there. Darren Day takes it in, is fouled by Chambers.
And the bench is reviving this spark. Greg Kite with a great defensive play again, I should say.
Yep.
And Darren Day trying to finish it off on the forehand.
That's 3 by Greg Kite in about a minute and a half here. Right there with Lucas.
And I'm sure Casey is pleased to see this coming from the bench because there's been a lot of talk about the production of the bench, but the bench is bringing it through tonight.
Numbers on Darren Day, and he's got himself 6 points here, all in the fourth quarter. Celtics on a 12-2 run right now. And Seasting the quick hands. Lucas finds Eddie Johnson. Takes it out about 20 and misses. Bird clears.
Celtics in a position to build on it. Get it up about 9. Get a little bit of pressure on him. Get him out of those patterns.
Greg out high looking for a cutter. Gives it up to Bird for 3. Got it.
I'm sorry. I meant get it up by 10.
28 now for Larry, and Bernie Bickerstaff says, hey, let's talk about this a bit. 10-12 in the game. Boston by 10. And fresh off an upset victory over the Pistons out in the Silverdome, the New Jersey Nets travel to the Garden, and they'll take on the Celtics. That's this Sunday afternoon, 12:45, the pregame show, about a 1 o'clock start. Celts and Nets. Ainge out aggressively on McMillan. Seattle, a couple of important trips coming up for him right here, and Chambers is fouled on the way through. Greg picks it up.
Greg didn't like that one too well, huh?
All right, Tom Chambers will take his 21 points to the line. Ellis back in, and McMillan goes out.
Well, Seattle's got to make sure they come down and be a little bit more aggressive on the defensive end now, and see can they pick up and get back into the ball game, because they know in a couple of minutes, at this rate, they'll be on the way back to Seattle.
They won't be a ball game
with the loss.
Nice hands by Ellis there as he caught the pass from Bird coming. Eddie Johnson pushes it up. Seattle with the advantage. Now everybody's back for Boston defensively. Chambers. Rebound of Darren Day. Great contribution off the bench from Darren Day here in the fourth quarter. Bird with McDaniel on him. They clear it out for Larry. Ellis comes on the double team. Ainge left open. Seasting. Bird, the offensive board, got it up. A foul. And count it for Bird.
So many times. So many times.
The big hand you hear in the background is for Darren Day as he goes to the Boston bench. Dennis Johnson back in. And Larry now has 31. Biggest Celtic lead, 11. You and I were talking during the break, ML. I mean, Seattle comes in, plays 3 great quarters. They look up, they're down 11.
Well, that's the thing with a club like the Celtics, a veteran club that's always in control.
And Lister is fouled convincingly by Greg Kite. And now Robert Parrish is going to come in, and Greg will go to the bench. But Greg Kite did a heck of a job.
He gave a great contribution to this thing. Nice mark.
Well, it's interesting. You talk about coaching genius, or whatever you want to call it. Is the guy you expect to come in there to begin the fourth quarter is Walton, and not Greg Kite. In case he goes to Greg Kite and comes up with 3 blocks and a steal.
Like, sometimes that vote of confidence, too, has a big part, plays a big part in the way that the player responds. The fact he went to Greg, he comes in, he does exactly what he's supposed to do. He gives the team a boost, a lift, and he goes out to a nice ovation.
Yep.
Job well done.
Bird sneaking around underneath. He's got McDaniel. McDaniel doesn't buy one of Larry's little fakes around the back. But Xavier picked up a foul. That's one of the first players I've seen who didn't bite on that one. It's 4 now on Xavier McDaniel. McHale doubled by Ellis. Seasting is open. Jerry's
getting one to go down for him.
Jerry always seems to me, ML, to be one of those guys, if the first one goes down, look out.
He can get it going. And the other thing about Jerry, he's always up defensively. He's hard-nosed. He's going to play you tough defensively night in and night out.
Ellis is swallowed up on the baseline. Eddie Johnson gets a little closer. Not close enough. Bird takes the pull-up. Goes and gets his own rebound.
Now that's something Casey can't take credit for. He didn't teach him that one. That's Larry Bird's ability. That sixth sense that he has on the court awareness.
Chambers takes it in for 2. Chambers with 25. Seattle hanging around in single figures here. The lead is down to 9. 7:20 to go in the game. Larry again. He is lighting it up here.
It's just amazing. It really is amazing.
Chambers again. Matching them basket for basket right now.
And the Celtics will be content to do that because they have the lead, obviously.
Larry really wants the ball. That pass is picked off by McDaniel. Kicks it off to Dale Ellis. Takes it in.
Ellis goes
foul. Dennis Johnson.
He goes strong to the basket.
Basket counts, and Ellis will have a chance for the 3-point play and cut the lead to 6 if he converts.
Well, this is the type of play that Dennis Johnson knows. He went for it. A little bit out of position. Gets him across the head. The thing about that, Dennis, is won't complain on that one. Just said, why did I do that?
11 of 16 shooting from the field for Dale Ellis. Chambers and McDaniel certainly give Seattle all the scoring they've ever won up front. Bird again. Chambers this time off to McDaniel, who just tracks it down. Eddie Johnson's the trailer.
A nice find.
And Casey Jones is going to stop it right there as Seattle comes back one more time. 6:14 to go in the game. The Sonics just won't go away. They've run off 7 straight, and they're down by 4. And join us for more Hartford Whaler action on Sunday, March 22nd as the Whalers host the Los Angeles Kings. Ahead of the game will begin at 1:45. The face-off at 2 o'clock. That game live in Connecticut. In all other areas will join the event in progress at 3:30.
By the way, Mike, there's another kid on the block that plays hockey now. It's a Carr kid, Carr on ice, Little ML.
Little ML's a skater?
He's a hockey player. Can you believe that?
Robert Parrish knocks home a hook. You gotta talk to that boy.
think Bobby Orr's been talking to her. We should see the defense really pick up the rest of the way in.
And McDaniel traveled with it as he tried to get that quick first step. Celtics by 6, looking for 8.
You like to see the ball in that young man's hand when the pressure's on. DJ makes the right decisions.
Bird comes to get it. Parrish with the screen outside. Larry on the floor with Chambers.
Globetrotters.
Finds the right man, McHale.
Get in.
Parrish can't get it down. Loose. Roberts got it, and the jump ball is called.
You know, I really wanted to see that one go in, so Larry get an ovation here for passing off the foot. I don't know. The Globetrotters are coming to town the latter part of this month, and Larry can fit right in there with his move.
Celtics control the tap, and Parrish is there for 2. And quickly, Seattle wants another timeout with 5 minutes to go in the game. After making a little run, the Celtics push it back to 8, 101-93. And don't forget, everybody, for exclusive coverage of the Hartford Whalers playoff action, SportsChannel will be there for every playoff game, including the Stanley Cup Championship. Check your local listings, and remember, SportsChannel will be with the Whalers right on through. Alton Lister, Tom Chambers, Eddie Johnson, Dale Ellis, and Xavier McDaniel take the floor for Seattle. Larry Bird making his way out, along with Kevin McHale, Dennis Johnson, Robert Parrish, and Jerry Seasting. Under 5 minutes to go in the game. Boston's lead is 8. McDaniel looking to go one-on-one. Kicks it out. Eddie Johnson for 3, and he got it. A big one.
They showed patience on the offense. Obviously, they're trying to isolate Kevin with McDaniels. He took the choice going to Johnson.
McHale trying to set up shot on Lister. Lister's got him pushed out. Kevin backs in. Takes it. Parrish again. Offensive board for 2.
Great job by Robert. Great job. Offensive rebound. Right back up for the 2.
Dale Ellis kicks it over to McDaniel. He'll take it and hit it.
Mike, these Celtics just cannot make this Seattle team go away. Just keep clawing back in it.
A lot of time left. 3:50. 5-point game. Bird isolated this time on McDaniel. No one comes in a double. Now Johnson, but he was late. 35 for Larry. 16 here in the second half. Bird calling out the screen for Seasting. McDaniel couldn't control it, and Seasting got the loose ball. Kicks it off, Bird. And he's fouled on the way through. Dale Ellis and Tom Chambers, take your pick.
Nice find by Seasting. Got Larry streaking down that right side. Nice pass. Look away, finds Larry streaking. Larry does the right thing, right to the basket, up for the shot.
The look away is big tonight.
The look away is big. Coaches don't like that a whole lot. Of course, they don't mind if you make the play.
You only hear about it when you miss it. Right?
And when you miss it, you're in trouble.
Balls in play, 1, got it in his hands.
A friend of mine said to me the other day, he said, it's been a while since we've seen Larry just take over a game. Hope he's watching tonight. 37 now for Bird. Dennis right up on Ellis. Whoa.
Now that is a pro shot. Guys all over you, hanging all over you. Total concentration, puts it down.
Ellis cracks the 30-point mark. He's got 31. Bird again wants to go. And McDaniel commits the foul. That's going to be 5, I believe, on Xavier.
You know, Mike, it's interesting that prediction I made at the beginning about the 42-point being broken. Larry's going for it.
Sure is. I had my doubts at halftime. This will be number 39 if he gets it.
And 42 points is the most points that any Celtics has scored against the Seattle team. And that was done by Mr. Hondo, John Hamilton. Ready?
McDaniel wants it, and he got it. And the Sonics continue to hang right in this one, down 7. Celtics using the clock a bit and going a lot to Larry. Here's the ball. The follow picked off by Chambers. Eddie Johnson pushing it up quickly. Finds Lister on a wing. He hits. 12 for Lister, 5-point game.
And the big guy filled the lane perfect. Ran the lane, pulled up a little short jumper. And the Sonics will not go away.
Bird again has the floor to himself. Eddie Johnson faked the double team, and now an illegal defense is called on Eddie Johnson. Once you make that commitment, you got to come, right?
That's exactly right. Otherwise, you get caught in no man's land, and you get called for the illegal defense.
Which is a break for you, ML, because Larry's going to shoot the tee now. I'll give him another point.
I'm telling you, absolutely. That 42 points is in danger tonight.
Here's number 40.
And when McDaniels is isolated over there on the wing, on the box with Larry, we should check his blood pressure because I know it goes up. It's unbelievable. Knowing you got to guard him over there.
Pass is picked off. McDaniel, Harris got an angle on him, but Xavier rams it home. Four-point game with a minute and a half to go.
And we are seeing one good ball game tonight.
Betcha. This is a good basketball team, the Seattle club. Bird again, and there's 42.
42. It's in danger.
Quick timeout called by the Sonics. And that ties the record. You did. You said that to me before the game. You said to me that 42 is history before tonight's over. And it's a 6-point Celtic lead, 112-106.
I won't tell you where I got my information from.
No, I'm going to call you before every game from now on. Let's take a look at Xavier McDaniel on the breakaway here. Handles the ball pretty well, doesn't he?
Well, he has a step on Parrish. Parrish knows there's no reason to go up there and chance an injury. So he goes and let him go in for the easy slam.
It's interesting, McDaniel, who everybody knows around the league is a strong rebounder and quote power type forward, is 6'7", 205. I look down and Dale Ellis is 6'7", 220. He's a guard.
And a pretty good one.
Yeah. Chambers launches one for 3. Ainge is there. Dennis kicks it over quickly. Sonics may look to foul here. Under a minute to play. Down by 6. Picked off, but Lister couldn't control it. Good hustle by Alton Lister.
Excellent hustle by the big man. And if this game went to 200, the score would probably be 200 to 204. Yeah. The way they'll play tonight. Both teams are playing very aggressive.
Bird for 3. Counts McDaniel. Seattle gets a 3 here. They're right in this game. Eddie Johnson inside Chambers in traffic. Won't go down. Gets it back. That one goes.
Good concentration in traffic. Chambers just went up and banked it off the glass.
4-point game. Bird looking to foul McDaniel out. Gives it up to DJ. Celtics doing a nice job moving the ball. Seattle is going to have to come and foul.
40.
On the break, McDaniel, and he's fouled by Danny Ainge. It's a good foul by Danny because they're not going to shoot.
He also had Lister running down the left side of the court. Could have been a dunk.
That's a real good foul by Danny.
It was a smart foul.
7 seconds to go. Seattle down by 4. Looks like they're going to need 2 possessions to tie or win this, so they can push it inside if they want to. Chambers lost it on the way through, out of bounds, but Earl Strom says one more time, but now only 2 seconds on the clock.
I think I'll make one more prediction. I think the Celtics will win this one.
By how many? Lister. 4, right?
And it was a great ball game.
Sure was.
Great ball game.
Final score here from the Boston Garden. The Seattle SuperSonics show they're a club to be reckoned with, but the Celtics win it by 4, 112-108. And welcome back once again to the Boston Garden, everybody. There's the final score. The Celtics win it by 4, 112-108. I'm Mike Gorman along with ML Carr. We had ourselves a heck of a ball game here tonight.
Mike, we had a great ball game here. Seattle just wouldn't quit. They wouldn't go away. And the Celtics consequently were able to pull it out in the end, but they found themselves in a tremendous ball game.
We were talking earlier about Bernie Bickerstaff and the job he has done out there, and I like his collection of talent, too.
Well, he has a nice mixture of veteran players with younger players, and the fact of it is he's getting leadership from his key players. I thought that Tom Chambers was playing great basketball. He's doing the things that made him MVP in the All-Star game. So I think the one thing that they have to do is to gain that level of consistency going into the playoffs.
All right, let's take a look at some of the awards we have to pass out here tonight. Our player of the game, not much doubt on that one. Number 33 had himself a night.
He had a great ball game. Larry did a little bit of all of it. Catching the ball from DJ, making the easy basket. But the thing that Larry does most of the time is he's able to take the ball game over, make sure it's under control.
Yeah, and he took it over at key times as the Celtics down the stretch really looked for that matchup on Xavier McDaniel and picked on McDaniel a little bit down there, and Bird was able to respond. And our Nissan major motion play of the game, tonight seemed to be the night for the look-away passes, and this was the best of the lot.
Well, you know something, Danny Ainge made a couple, Jerry Seaston made one. The fact of it is that Danny saw DJ out of the corner of his eye and knew that he was capable of going up and making an easy basket.
And Danny Ainge with that great pass. Not the greatest shooting night for Danny, but he, like the rest of the Celtics, doing the other things necessary. And tonight being the last night of the week, we have a Star of the Week award to pass out. On Wednesday night, our player of the game was Dennis Johnson. And, you know, even though he had that scoreless first quarter, Dennis in the second and third quarters, when the Celtics started to establish himself, I thought played a great game.
Well, DJ came on strong in the second and third. And the fact of it is that he does the things that it takes to win. DJ is a winner. He comes out, he makes the big play, he makes the right pass, he makes the right decision. And though Ellis had a big night, DJ was always fighting over the pick to get there.
And again, that's you know, people will look in the paper a little bit. Maybe they see Dale Ellis with 30+, but as you pointed out off the ball, Dennis was seeing a lot of roadblocks.
Well, Dennis will have to get a massage later on tonight, too, and tomorrow, because he ran through quite a few picks tonight.
All right, that'll do it for this portion of our broadcast here from the Boston Garden. For our statistician, Dick Leip, our producer, Kurt Jacobson, our director, Steve Reagan, and my partner tonight, ML Carr, I'm Mike Gorman, saying 112-108, the final score, the Celtics by 4. The postgame show is coming up.